I started in 2011, and my father-in-law owned half of a company, and his brother together they owned Ace Fire Systems. Initially, he offered me a position after I married his daughter, and I said no, thank you. I was going to school, and I was going to get on with the department, and I was in doing my fire science degree, and I took a class with actually one of the AHJs. One of the fire marshals was teaching one of my classes, and it was fire prevention, and he said, you definitely got a knack for this. I think you need to look at this, and I'm not trying to steer you away, but I want to steer you towards this. And so I looked at it a little bit more, and after my father-in-law made me the offer, I turned him down and said, I don't want to work for you because I'm related to you.
This is episode 84 of the Fire Protection Podcast, powered by Inspect Point. Today, my guest is Karsten Smith, owner of Ace Fire Systems out in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've talked about Karsten before and how he's kind of transformed his business, starting early in his career, doing a lot of different things at Ace Fire, and then finally working his way up into ownership of that company and really transforming it to what it was before, more of an install side of the business and really focusing on the service and recurring revenue and the inspection side of fire protection. So it's great to talk to Karsten, kind of learn about that. Love hearing these stories of owner-operators really building up a company and really making it successful. And with all of the different things happening with acquisitions and mergers, it's great to hear a story like Karsten's. And hope you enjoy the podcast, and talk to you again soon. Thanks. Karsten, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I am not bad. The weather in August in New England is pretty nice. Probably a little opposite of what you got going outside there.
Well, we were at Lake Mead on Saturday. It was 117. So.
So you're at Lake Mead. You're on a boat or on a marina or on the water somewhere?
Yeah, we've got a surf boat that we go out, let the kids.
Oh, nice. My brother-in-law just got one of those. He's been having a ton of fun with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that my wife grew up on a lake. We go to Lake Powell every year, and she loves it. That is her vacation that she looks forward to every year. Yeah,
I know. I lived in Arizona early in my career, and that's what we did to get out of the heat. So we went up to the lake on a essentially wakeboarding boat, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the way it was. Now it's surf boats. Everybody wants to surf now.
Oh, the wake surfing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, there's a picture of my brother doing it from last week, and it's a little easier on the knees, I guess.
Yeah, it's lower impact as you get older. You go, yeah, I could do that more than wakeboarding.
Yeah. So for the, I know you a little bit here. Obviously, I met you quick at NFPA, very fast, but and then we've been chatting over the last few years. I guess, tell the audience, welcome to the podcast, by the way, and love to hear about your story.
Yeah. So I got into fire prevention. I started in 2011, and, my father-in-law owned half of a company, and his brother together, they owned Ace Fire Systems, and they, initially he offered me a position after I married his daughter, and I said, no, thank you. I was going to school, and I was going to get on with the department, and I was in doing my fire science degree, and I took a class with actually one of the AHJs. One of the fire marshals was teaching one of my classes, and it was fire prevention, and he said, you definitely got a knack for this. I think you need to look at this, and I'm not trying to steer you away, but I want to steer you towards this. And so I looked at it a little bit more, and after my father-in-law made me the offer, I turned him down and said, I don't want to work for you because I'm related to you. I want to work for you because you want me to work for you. And so a month later, he came back and said, yeah, you're right. You're a hard worker. I want you to come work for me. And I said, okay, I'll accept the job on that premise. So I started at the very bottom. I came in, I swept floors in the warehouse, organized material, and worked my way up from there. I did fire alarms, install for a little bit, and then really jumped into their service side of things, test and inspect, and repairs. And that's where I really found my niche is repairs and that test and inspect. I thoroughly enjoyed that side of the business. And then moved from there to run the service department, as we called it, which is our test and inspect and repair department. And then that was 2013, around there. And then in 17, I came to my father-in-law and his brother, and I said, hey, I'd like to buy in. I'm growing the service department. We only had a few customers, and now we've got quite a few techs, and we're growing. And I'd like to buy in. And if that's not an option, I completely understand. More than willing to just go start my own company. And their initial response was, yeah, we're not selling. You're making us good money. Why would we change? And after some more discussion and along the ways, I said, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and give my notice now. I'll give you quite a bit of notice, and I'm gonna go start my own company. My father-in-law came to me and said, well, let's do this. I'll come with you, because you're onto something with this reoccurring revenue. And then we had more discussions back and forth with his brother. Long story short is his brother said, okay, I'm willing to sell to you. And so I bought his 50% of the business at that time. And the deal closed in 2018 and started operating that way until 2021. My father-in-law had a stroke, lost his ability to speak. And, he did certain parts of the business and I did other parts of the business. And in 21, I had to do all of the business, which was a good learning experience for me. And he with losing his ability to speak, he wasn't really able to help me either. And then he lived with us for the next 2 years, and then he passed away in 2023. And after some back and forth with the family and everything, we came to a settlement with them, and now we own 100% of Ace Fire as of this year.
That's great. So, yeah, it's I'm sure it was a long, troubled process, but obviously, you did the right things throughout, and it's cool. I'd be interested to see, they saw the light of recurring revenue back then, and obviously you're growing that, and Vegas has been booming construction wise for the last 20 years or more. Right. And I was in that market in 2008, 2007, 2008, when I was working for Tyco, and it was just like, there was probably, all the, Aria and all that city center was getting built. And, then it kind of came to a halt, and, anybody with that recurring revenue model probably benefited significantly from that.
Yeah. And it's going to happen again eventually. That's just how construction goes. It goes up and down, and the reoccurring just stays consistent. And I mean, as far as cash flow is concerned, there's nothing better that you can ask for.
No.
You're going to do a good big install, but that's going to come and go, and you still got bills to pay. So.
Yeah. And I think obviously that's fueled a lot of the PE in the market, right? It's sticky on the recurring side, and obviously you get a projector here, an install project, because of that too.
I definitely think they feed each other. There's plenty of companies out there that do install only, and there's plenty of companies that try to do service only. And you can't really have one without the other to really be a good company that's full service.
Sure.
When you're doing your test and inspect, you're going to find panels. Hey, it's time to upgrade. And then you're passing it over to your install side, and they're going to upgrade that system. And then every new install, every ground up that you do, that's a new customer. Like they feed each other.
Yeah. So on the install side, when you do an install, I know traditionally install just walks away off to the next project. Are you trying to get that inspection contract right after?
We are now kind of known in Vegas. If we're just doing, say, sprinklers, we're going to go in there before the project's done, get a hold of the owner, and we're going to lock in that service agreement with them so that we're doing monitoring, we're doing their fire alarm, we're going to do everything. Doesn't matter who put it in. We'll service everything there at that building. And there's times when all we did was a kitchen system that we installed, and we're servicing everything at the end of the day.
Oh man.
And so that's been a big focus of ours is, we're wanting to go in there and give them that full package of, hey, we're going to do everything for you. We'll take care of you. And Inspect Point's been honestly a huge asset for us, being able to say, hey, look, we're going to give you, we use the portal every single time. Every sell that we do, we're using that portal as a selling point, because we go in there and say, here's all your reports, here's all your invoices, here's every service call we run, here's the calendar of upcoming events or inspections. And it's a no-brainer at that point for them to say, why would I have 5 vendors when I can have one who has it all in the same place? It's so simple.
Yeah. Funny enough, I was looking at your website earlier and very impressed. There's a lot there, but it's simple, right? Simple to navigate and everything. And I saw the portal up top, which I actually passed off to the marketing team. I was like, hey, look what Karsten and Ace Fire are doing. It's right at the top. And we've seen a lot of success with that. Cause then, it's just communication back and forth between your client, and same thing on our side. If you can make it self-service, it's, I don't know, it takes out a big burden.
Yeah. The customer service aspect of it is, the way I got into the industry and was taught was customer service isn't really needed. We're required. So you just do your job and that's it. Right. And that's really not the name of the game anymore. You can provide that level of customer service and people will want you to do everything for them. And once you build that relationship and you have that, it's not hard to do the work. The work is the easy side. It's, the communication, we just created positions, customer service representatives, and their only responsibility is to be that point of contact for each customer. So each customer gets a dedicated customer service rep, and then all they do is they schedule anything they need. That's their point of contact. They handle it for them. And so far we've gotten a lot of good feedback from it because, that's communication is such a crucial point in this industry that people tend to not communicate. Like it's hard.
Yeah. How are your building owners, property managers? How do they deal? I know Las Vegas has some, pretty great AHJs with Clark County and all that, within Clark County. Have the AHJ compliance platforms been a positive action, or has it been more of a, I guess, how has it been going with the AHJ platforms like Compliance Engine and Live and iRoll?
So they just adopted the requirement to use it. That's going to start in January. Okay. So they haven't really rolled it out 100% yet. We've had quite a few meetings with them. There's been it hasn't been well received in the industry. But there's still, just like anything else, it's going to take time to really work itself out. The pros, the cons, all of it.
Yep. So
we're still fairly early on that.
Who's are the building owners fighting it, or is it the fire protection?
Fire protection, the industry, the companies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because where I've seen it, California and Utah, Idaho, Arizona, it's all over
New York.
Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
New York. Not New York really. Upstate New York, definitely,
Okay.
but not New York City. And I know that just being involved with FDNY and all that, and yeah, deficiencies are getting fixed. Systems that didn't even know are there, they're getting. I think the positive is there. I think where the fire protection contractors don't like is there's an extra fee that they have to pass on to their customers, and then getting the data into the system, which we have integrations with all of them now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a burden there too. There's an indirect cost to manage all that, but you should get service out of it. And I don't know how are HJs following up now? And if you email them a report, are they really diving deep into that report?
That varies on the HJ. We've got multiple HJs here. We've got Clark County, Henderson, Boulder City, City of Las Vegas, North Las Vegas. Nye County is just outside. We've got City of Mesquite. And so they all handle it differently. And some do a better job than others. And sometimes we have to send, hey, we've gone out, we've inspected, we found this wrong, we send it in to them. And there's no response. Nothing happens. Okay. Other times they're out the exact same day and they're making sure that customer is getting that repaired. So there's some inconsistencies on that side of it. And I'm hoping, I don't know if it will, but I'm hoping that once they go to this platform, that there will be more consistency on their side. That's the big thing for us is we don't see the consistency across the board. And it varies even in each HJ. Sometimes they're doing really well and sometimes they're not. And it's hard to tell a customer, hey, by law, we have to notify the fire department of this issue. And then the fire department just doesn't do anything about it. But then the next time, maybe we don't mention, hey, we have to do this by law. And then they show up that day. So it causes some issues on our side with our communication with our customers and making sure everybody's taken care of. Well,
the portal hub is it all of Clark County going to it, or is it just one? Is it
they're
city by
trying
city?
To all get on board and do it? Not everybody has 100% agreed, but they are. We have the Southern Nevada is all trying to get together and
that's
do it
good.
Together.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Phoenix, they didn't do it all at once, but they're all on one platform. They've kind of rolled it out the same, and
it makes it easier.
It makes it easier. I don't know if they've standardized the process on follow up, but I know in Phoenix and Southern California and Northern California, it's been pretty positive. So
if the follow up is there, then for fire protection companies, they should be 100% on board.
Oh yeah.
If we're paying a fee to submit a report and then there's no follow up,
right?
That's where it becomes we're not on board.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we following up on this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does cover you though, right? On the risk management side, if anything ever did happen, right?
Yep.
And hey, I got proof that I sent it at this time, and I'm out of the lawsuit at this point.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. And there's been quite a few here with those lawsuits, and
Yeah, I know it's it's a very litigious side. It's funny. I've recently been chatting with some risk managers and insurers of contractors, right? And funny part I didn't know as much is like, the low voltage side on the fire alarm side is really not that. It's not as crazy to insure some of that. It's when you're putting water or a suppression system where that's where, you have water ruining, if a fitting breaks or something's tested wrong or whatever, right? If you have water damage, that's where a lot of the claims are coming from.
100%. That's where our general liability insurance is priced based off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just what sector you're in.
Mm-hmm.
What is your, yeah, you guys do everything. What's your favorite system to work on? You
Oof.
know, is it,
Favorite system. So when you say favorite system, are we talking favorite fire alarm system or just favorite system in general, like sprinklers, alarms?
let's do all three. We'll do alarm, we'll do sprinkler, and we'll do suppression. Do you have a, favorite in each category?
Ooh, you know, I think it changes, to be honest.
Yeah.
With fire alarm, each brand has its pros and has its cons.
Mm-hmm.
And we're a dealer for multiple fire alarms. We're a Miracom dealer, we're a Kidda dealer, we're a Potter dealer, we're an AutoCall dealer. Obviously, we do Firelight and Silent Night, and there's a lot of we're shifting to a point of not going, hey, this is the brand we really like. It's, hey, this customer in this scenario, what fits them best,
Right.
and we found, over here, Kidda fits really well with this customer, and we do Kidda for them. And then over here, for this customer, Miracom fits better for them. And I think we found a lot of success in being able to offer the variety,
Nice.
because yes, can I make this system work for everybody? Yes, I can, but is it really going to be what's best for the customer?
Sure.
And it not always is.
Yep.
So
that's interesting. I never knew. I always thought fire alarm kind of pretty much fit the mold, but that's interesting. You say that there's the different OEMs have different strengths.
Yeah, they definitely have their strengths and their weaknesses, and especially as technology continues to improve, someone comes out with something, others lag behind on it, and eventually everybody kind of gets there, but for the time being, not everybody has the same technology.
Yeah. I got to show you what we're doing with Potter. And we're actually potentially doing something with Kidda Edwards and Miracom eventually, but Potter's got some really cool stuff that we've got coming
Some integrations
out.
For reporting and pulling it out.
Yeah, reporting, one walk test. Thing is, you need to have the panels connected, and that's always the trouble, right? It's getting those panels connected to the internet.
Yeah. So and then sprinklers. Honestly, we've been having a lot of fun lately with vapor pipe shields.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've put quite a few of those in with the city of Las Vegas, and
wow,
those are fun to put in and easy. And the technology, I think that's one of those. Again, the technology has really jumped far on that side. Kind of going against the nitrogen a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Take some market share from them, but. We've put nitrogen systems in. We've put vapor pipe shields in. It's been fun to just kind of see the way each system works and what's best for the customer again.
Sure.
We've put nitrogen systems in because that's what made sense for that customer, and we've put vapor pipe shield in because that was what was best for that customer.
Sure.
So it just depends.
Both on dry systems, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the General Air guys pretty well, and they put a lot of time and effort into that technology, and
yes,
it's cool to see it kind of be it's a differentiator.
It's been great to have them. Like a lot of these manufacturers will come out. We do a lot of training with FPAN, which is an organization for us here in Nevada, and we get to do a lot of training with these manufacturers. We invite all the HJs to come out, and we work with them to show them, hey, here's what's coming out. Here's the new technology. And that's really cool. Been a huge benefit for us. We've been able to see that, the relationship with the HJs improve, as well as, hey, we're here to make it better. It doesn't matter if, someone else installs it. We want you to have the knowledge of how it's installed, how it should look. So it's been, we've really enjoyed spending the time with them, doing these trainings with them. It's been great.
Yeah, it's good to get the technology in front of the HJ and even the building owner, right? Probably giving them a quick training of what these systems are, because they are pretty complicated. And what do you guys do, like on the suppression side? I know you mentioned kitchen systems. Do you do any of the crazy suppression, like clean agent or?
Yeah, we do the clean agents. Obviously, with the change of the laws, cost has increased, and so we have not done much as of late. But we do that suppression. We also do. We're an Ansel dealer.
Nice.
Buckeye, and we do captive air systems as well.
Oh, nice.
So we do a lot of the tank and core systems for captive air. There's definitely a power struggle there between captive air and Ansel. Who's trying to take the market right now?
Right.
But it's been good. We're being a dealer for multiple has really helped us to just, hey, we want to take care of the customer. You tell us what you want or what's best for you, and that's what we take care of for them.
Yeah, and whatever's there, you're doing the service on it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember being when I was back at Johnson Controls Tyco's, Captive Air, and Ansel, right?
They had their partnership back then.
They had their partnership, and then that fizzled. Captive Air went their own way, which kind of makes sense because they're manufacturing this. Why not have it fully embedded? And I know that was a big, probably been a big fight, still is a big fight between the two. So, since you do so many kitchen systems, do you get free dinners occasionally from some of these nice restaurants in Vegas?
We learn which restaurants not to eat at. That's I think that's the lesson more out of it than anything else.
It's great.
No, but we have some really phenomenal restaurants here in Vegas. We probably have some of the better restaurants in the country here.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite?
Ooh, that is a tough one, but one of my kind of throwback ones is Lowry's Prime Rib.
Okay.
I've gone there a lot, and that's kind of been, it's kind of off the strip, so it's easier to get to, and it's a very nice setting inside, and the food is always phenomenal. So I'm also a sucker for a prime rib. So
off the strip is anything. It gets my vote every time. I remember when I'd worked there for a year and a half. I'd stay a few miles off the strip, even though I had to be there at some construction sites and stuff. But it was just too much sometimes.
And our office we're right by the strip. We're between the strip and the freeway, and we're kind of the center of town. Great location, but at the same time, we avoid the strip as much as we can. It's just too much traffic and takes too much time.
Yeah. It's like a legit, top city with tons of traffic. So, you mentioned technology on the system side. Are you guys, and obviously you use InspectPoint, and that's been great to hear that story over the years. And what have you been diving into AI at all with just in general? And
so we definitely use a little of it here and there. We're still feeling it out. I think it's new still for everybody. A lot of people are embracing it more. I think it's a lot like computers. Previously, there was a time when people were like, no, we're not going to use computers, not yet. And then, but you look at today, everybody has a computer. There's a desk at every computer. Everybody's got a laptop. Right. I think AI is going to get to that point where we use it. It's an everyday use. It's just going to take some time for everybody to catch up and get in. We at ACE, we were also this, slow to get into, to embrace technology. It wasn't until I bought into the company that put a website up, to be honest.
Wow.
They were still using a typewriter here. I don't know why.
Right.
But, they were, some things just are, it's hard to make that shift to new technology. But I think that's what, and I think I explained this to you before. When we first went with a inspection software, we did not initially go with InspectPoint.
Right.
At the time, there was another software that I thought was a little bit better, and we went with them. But the big difference and the reason we switched to InspectPoint was because they did not innovate.
Right.
The product that I signed up for at that time is the same product today. They never have changed anything. They haven't integrated anything. And InspectPoint continues to integrate and continues to expand. It's the same thing in my business. I need to continue to offer integrations for customers, offer them portals, offer them options. Otherwise, I'm going to get left. If I'm only, I've had customers in the past that said, hey, we don't want invoices mailed to us. And, historically, that's all we did was we mailed invoices.
Wow.
And so you have to change with the times. Otherwise, you'll get left behind. You have to pivot. Yep. And InspectPoint's done great for us because they continue to pivot and continue to add things in, which has been great. And eventually the AI is going to be integrated across the board, with multiple things. Email is going to have AI in it eventually. Yeah. But it's just going to take some time to get there.
Yeah, and it kind of does. I mean, AI is grammar. It's spell check, right?
It is.
That's AI, right?
And I need it more than anybody else. So
yeah, right. You talk into your phone, dictation. That's AI, right? It's advanced AI is a Tesla. That's I forgot what tier that is on AI, but it's
the unknown that scares people.
Right.
And to be honest, it's the same thing in our industry. When something new comes out, vapor pipe shield or a new panel comes out, it's, oh, whoa, I don't want to touch that. I don't know it. I'm afraid of it. And a lot of companies will shy away from servicing something because they don't know, because the lack of knowledge.
Right.
And it's the same thing with AI, I think. Once the knowledge, people start to understand it better, they'll embrace it more.
Yeah, and I think it'll happen fast because it'll be just embedded in everything, right? And it already is. I mean, my Gmail's got it now, and my phone, you type anything into a browser right now, and Gemini is right there, or whatever you're on. It's already using it. So
yes, people are using it and they don't even know they're using it.
Yeah, I know. This has been great, Karsten. I really appreciate hearing the story of you guys. I have for since we connected a year or so ago, and I always like these stories, and to see kind of that other private equity's gobbling up a lot of companies, and I think there's a big opportunity for people like yourself and other professionals that just been doing it to really kind of push forward on it. So
yeah, I think that private equity is going to be there for the long haul. In my opinion, they're always going to be buying companies, but a lot of times when a company gets bought, they lose their roots and they lose that customer service. And that's for me, we are not a fire protection company. We are a service company that just happens to do fire protection. So, we can't lose that. We can, as time goes on, we're going to change what we do. If a new type of sprinkler system, a new system comes out, we're going to do that new system, but we're not going to lose. We're always going to do customer service. That's going to be our rock bottom. That's always what we do. The rest of it is just a service.
Right. Yeah, it's just making sure the customer's happy and compliant, and and keeps coming back, right?
Yeah.
Well, we'll love to have you back again here at some point, just to, in a year or so, just see how things are going. And yeah, I appreciate the time today. Where can you give a quick plug to Ace Fire? What's your website?
acefirenv.com. As in Nevada, that's where we're obviously based in Las Vegas. But we're let's see, we really only do stuff on LinkedIn. Really, we post on there and we like to show our before and after pictures of places that we've taken over service at and the service we provide. We make sure riser rooms are clean, and we go that extra step and we provide that customer service, and then we do the actual inspections, which is, to us, is the easy part.
Right. Which a lot of people, that's the hard part, right?
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, we'll get this out there, and again, appreciate the time today, and looking forward to chatting here again soon.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. Thanks for talking.
Have a good one.
You too.
This was episode 84 of the Fire Protection Podcast, powered by InspectPoint. I want to thank Karsten Smith again for coming on and chatting about kind of his life and his business, and kind of the trials and tribulations through that, and kind of where they're at today, and all the success they're having with the style and what they've built. So want to talk more about this here to come. And yeah, again, thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.